Mrs. Barber, you have made a compelling case, but I must ask, do you not think that 100 years has been enough time for Mississippi and the rest of the South to fix things? There are rights that you and I and others in this audience who are white take for granted that are routinely and systematically denied to Negroes or are only obtained after extraordinary effort. I don't need to have had Negro playmates as a child to understand that it is morally wrong to discriminate against people based on race or religion or creed. My Irish forebears experienced more than their fair share of discrimination after arriving on these shores. And my religion was, for a time, a potential liability to my chances of becoming president. Martin Luther King Jr. told me that prior to my call to Mrs. King during the campaign, his father, a Baptist minister, had vowed to vote against me because I am Catholic. Now, I understand that there are vast differences between how Negroes and Irish Catholics have been treated in this country, but we must never forget that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. How would you feel, Mrs. Barber, if you were traveling with your family and needed a place of lodging overnight, only to be told that you could not provide shelter for your children because of the color of your skin? How would you feel, Mr. Barkley, if you were turned away by a voting registrar for no other reason than the color of your skin? Would you be content to sit quietly while others freely exercise their fundamental constitutional rights? I think not. You would be at the front of the picket line. Finally, laws alone will not bring about the change America needs. Laws cannot heal our nation's wounds or expunge hatred and bitterness from American hearts. Laws alone cannot reunite Miss Burke's national family. Estranged, dysfunctional, and disgruntled, yet still a family. This transformation can only be achieved with the vital truth. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The vital truth must take hold within each of us, extend out to our immediate families, and then spread to our communities until it pervades our national life. Then, and only then, can this nation fulfill its destiny.